Once that gets going good, we will continue with our endeavors. All right, first thing this morning is we need to make some room. Clear this out a little bit, and then we're gonna grab a four-wheeler I got outside, and I think we're gonna put some new axles in the back and clean it up and get it ready to sell, because that's what we're doing. Okay, now that we got this cleared out a little bit, just go over it a little bit, get ready to sell. It's gonna go down the road, make room for more crap. All right. Keep it from falling on it. But yeah, both axles are kind of messed up. All the boots are out, so, and they're clicking, so 2 new axles will make that happy. Kind of under there. Do this one. Under that footwell. Let's get these wheels off. Oh, this side's a mess though. We might end up doing all of these on this side. Okay, make a parts list. Okay, so I think first we're gonna get this sway bar. So, all right, so get this. I like to take it apart up here because these are hard to deal with sometimes. I wonder if I got some new ones. I might end up having to do these anyway. And, but usually I like just pulling this out to the side, and then that frees this up from the other side. I want to get rid of this. We're just going to put a new key in there anyway. Go this way. Okay. 1 1/8 fits that a little closer. Actually, I think it's just a touch smaller than that, but that'll get it. Right, let's just get the hub out. Now you want to inspect this surface, make sure the bearing and everything's good. Now, it felt tight, but just want to make sure this surface is nice. And it is. These bolts out. Oh, 5/8. That's 5/8. You want to try to get this little bushing out of there, because that's what holds this bearing carrier in there. I'm just kind of wedging the bolt in it and wiggling it and getting it out. There we go. Let's see. I don't know if we'll reuse these. They seem like they're a little wore more than what I'd like. We'll probably have to get some new ones. And then, well, I'll leave that in so I can show you, but, oh, we gotta get this bolt out. All right, get this upper bolt off. That lets that whole bearing carrier come out. Yeah, so these bushings here, we're gonna replace these. They're shot. And these inner ones there. And I'm gonna lift this pop that up there like that. All right, let's see if we can't get this. Oh, no. I didn't want it to come apart there. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, that makes that axle harder to get out. We gotta try to. Well, shoot. But we're gonna do some bushings here, so we might as well take this shock bolt out. Actually, I might just put that right back in that. Ouch. Shock. We'll lift that up there if it'll stay there, not hit me. So we got to get this out, though, so we can get this bolt out. Let's see here. This is where you really need a slide hammer. Usually you can pop that axle out, but my keeper here is worn enough that it didn't hold it. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get. I'm drop my nut. Get this other bolt out without hurting myself. Sometimes these swivels can come back at you. Okay, so that's spinning. So what I should have did was leave this side in and use it to hold that side because I'm spinning the whole bushing inside of itself. So put this one back in. All right, now let's try that. Okay, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Yes. Voila. This one on. And get this up. Yay! Got it. Spray this axle and let it soak. So you want to get in between the axle and the transmission and let it go down in there and soak and get into those splines. And then I've been able sometimes to put vice grips here and then use a hammer and smack it out. I don't know what. We'll try something. Okay. I'll try anything 2 or 3 times. I've got these little bars that have little hooks. You can't even get in there with those. Okay, never mind. Guess I can get into this. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe. Let's try something else here. Okay. I'm gonna try just really gently, and I mean really gently, prying on both sides like this. Oh, we won. We won. We got it. Ow. Oh, yeah. Oh, smash your hand. Face smacker swivel. And get this other bolt out. Now all I have to do, now all we gotta do is get a bushing kit and start putting this side back together. Okay, how about now? Rebuilding now. All right, here we go. Let's see, let's start putting some new bushings in this thing. So I took all the old bushings out of this upper arm and just, just kind of clean them up, brush out the gunk. Let's see here. We want to start off with these. I use the Polaris bushings. They are a little more expensive, but they're pretty good quality versus some of the aftermarket stuff is just real low quality. I mean, there might be some good heavy-duty bushings out there that have some better quality to them, but so far I haven't found them. Anyway, usually you can't go wrong with OEM. OEM stuff usually is the best quality. So I'm just poking a little grease in there. We want to, let's see, we want to get and smear a little grease in here. I like the Molly grease. It has the impregnated graphite in the grease, so it's kind of like a dry graphite mixed in with the grease, which makes it pretty good protection. Waterproof grease would be good in here too. A good Molly marine grease, whatever kind of stuff you like. But yeah, good waterproof grease would be good. Good marine grease. All right, so you want to start off with putting these bushings into the arm first. And I need a hammer. Okay, well, what I want to do is try to also set these up. Feet on that way too. Let's get those in there. Feet on this way too. Anyway, you want to get the rubber bushings in first. And then, now, you've got grease in there all over. Put your pivot tubes in. And it's okay if you squish out the excess grease. You're going to use it elsewhere. I might just set it right back on this little, because we're going to use a lot of this excess grease on the rest of it. So, yeah. So we've got plenty of grease in here. See, we'll do the same thing. Get that started. Excess grease there. And there. All right, got that one down. Where's our lower arm? Now this one's greasable, so you can put a little grease in it first, but when you get done and it's installed, you can go ahead and finish greasing it while it's in the rig. Now, you can, it's not a bad idea, you can drill and install Zerk fittings on these and then make them greasable. So totally can do that. So, let's see. Excess grease I'm going to put in here too, because we're going to do these bushes too. Once again, start off with your rubbers first. To kind of pre-pack these a little bit with our excess grease we got. That is the wrong, no, that's the right one. I was thinking that was the wrong pivot pin. This pivot pin I know is right because it's threaded. It's threaded for the bolts to hold on there. And voila. Easy. So go ahead and smear a bunch of grease around on the inside of these. These you can do the same thing. If you wanted to, you could drill and put some 90-degree zerks in here so you could grease these things anytime you want. It actually would be a good idea to do that. All right. Now we want to get plenty of grease in these because I haven't installed grease zerks yet. Now I'm not knocking these all the way in yet because we're going to do that on the final assembly because that's actually what helps hold this bearing carrier in. So let's grab the bearing carrier. The bearing carrier's on there. These are going to get tapped into that. So do want to clean these out a little bit though around the edges because those pivot pins go inside this depression or recess. Let's get grease in here. Yeah, a lot of the earlier models of these Sportsman 500s, they did have grease zerks in a lot of these areas. And in later years, they quit putting them in. I don't know why, because you can make your bushings last a lot longer if you keep them greased. Whoa now. All right. Nice and tight. I think we're about ready to reassemble. All right. Let's just start by getting this maybe up here. Okay, stay there just for a second. I need some Loctite. All right. And you want just enough Loctite to cover up like 3 threads. 3 threads is plenty. Good tight. Now, sitting in here. But to keep these bolts from corroding like this, I'm going to use this Permatex copper anti-seize. I think it works a lot better than the Luma anti-seize, or yeah, aluminum. The copper is prettier. Pretty scientific, isn't it? It's prettier. All right, now we have to put these from this way out. That way it doesn't interfere with sticking out too far and hitting the axle. So this one has to go from the inside out for clearance issues. And this one here, it doesn't matter. It looks cleaner if you go from this way in. But if you're gonna mount something on the back of this, if you had that sticking through, you would have enough bolts sticking through to mount a little. So I'm gonna run it this way, because if later on I want to put something on that bolt, like a toe hitch or a bracket, I have the option of that sticking through to attach to. All right. So this, I'm going to do the same thing. I want to coat this with our copper anti-seize. I have better luck with it than I do with the silver, the aluminum. You just don't want this to rust up. It gets lots of moisture in there, and if you want to take it apart someday, this will give you a little more of an insurance policy to get it back apart. And you want to make sure this is clean in here. There's a little groove that this snap ring goes into, and you want that groove to be clean so it'll hold your axle. I believe it is. It feels pretty good in there. Nice and clean. All right, we'll attempt to snap this. All I do is put pressure on it and just kind of wiggle it around. Eventually, it goes in. Just like that. Now we're safe to put this back on. Just like that. There's a little bolt that goes to that one. Little hammer. Just like that. Good and tight. I was going to change these bushings here, wasn't I? Dang it. Well, I still can. All right. These bottom ones seem fine. It's just that top one, huh? So let's see if I can just take the top one apart. Ooh, I gotta have something to hang on to that way. this on the end of these splines, where the bearing carrier and the hub goes onto the splines on the end of the axle, the outer end. And keep the moisture from getting in there. And put that on here. Put a little copper coat NICs on our bolt, and run that in. Got that right up. So I just tapped these in where they went into that recess in this bearing hub. That's what I was trying to show. These bushings, you want to put new washers on these, but these washers are pretty good shape. I didn't have to. Well, that was a lot. I didn't really need to put that much on there, but get these put in. These bolts, sometimes you want to put all new here because these bolts break a lot, or they're the most prone to breaking because they take a lot of abuse back here on the back end. All of them, especially on the twin four-wheelers, the ones with more horsepower, more torque. I've seen these break a lot. Now we want to get our hub on. Wind up with our splines. There. Now, I actually like to reuse the old washers. Some people don't like that, but I do because the old washers are actually tempered. They're conical shape and they hold the torque better. And I also like using the old nuts. They're just a better quality than anything you can get on the new axles. Just have better luck with the old nuts. That's just my thing. Now, this is where you're going to want to torque everything. I don't know if you can see this, but this, you want to torque this to 85 foot-pounds and line it up with your key. Okay, just got to line up just a touch more. Oh, we're almost there. Anti-seize treatment on this bolt. I can get it back apart later. Well, that pretty well does this side. Now we'll swap over to the other side and repeat. All right, put it down on the ground. And basically rebuilt. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and remember, don't forget to torque your wheels, all of them, even if you didn't touch them. Torque them 35, 37 foot-pounds on this model. That's my new motto. Torque your wheels before you go out.